All right. Welcome to the latest edition of the FPL America podcast. This is David Smith.
Travis Hoig.
Brian Shesko.
Brian, are you furiously texting on your camera right now?
Yeah, I'm texting because your family took my daughters to my house and I locked our deadbolt. And my wife is just now seeing that, so I'm just trying to make sure everything's nailed down with it.
Okay. All right. Do we need to?
We do not need to pause.
Recording up and start
I
over.
am not leaving.
Okay.
This will be sorted out by people who are much closer to that action.
All right. Well, hey, if that's not some fun nonsense as we get started here, I don't know what is. Hey, it is. This is not an NBA podcast, but the NBA playoffs have started. This is not a National Hockey League podcast.
Yeah.
But they have started as well. Honestly, I really respect hockey. I like hockey. I'm going to be honest, though. I don't watch hockey unless it's playoffs. Mm-hmm. Playoff hockey is fantastic. Brian, your team is currently playing at this moment.
That's right.
So everyone watching or listening, you are wearing a Pittsburgh
shirt. Your Philadelphia Flyers
you're gonna have
shirt.
To stand a little bit. Yep.
You
Brian is rocking a Pittsburgh shirt as he hates the Flyers. Philadelphia Flyers, Pittsburgh Penguins playing in the playoffs right now. So if Brian is distracted.
Just to be clear, I don't hate Philadelphia teams. I actually do like the Eagles, even though I'm from Pittsburgh, because I really like Jalen Hurts is what it comes down to. That's
fair. But
and I like their players. That's one of the things.
All right. Anyway, so if Brian's distracted or all of a sudden just zones out because he checked the Penguins-Flyers score, understand that could happen. All right. Gentlemen, this week we had
It's been 2 weeks. Can you believe that?
It was 2 weeks.
Can you believe it's been 2 weeks?
Forgot about that.
Yeah, that's on me. I left early for a tournament, and I forgot to tell you guys I was leaving early. So we were planning on recording on Thursday, then I wasn't able to, so it didn't work out.
It ended up working out.
I missed a lot.
Sometimes life happens.
There's a lot going on. I did watch a lot of soccer, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was nice.
That's a good thing. So I don't know if we need to back up 2 weeks. Maybe some of the content will cover some of that. The only thing that matters now is we got through the blank.
We'll nail some of it in the segments here.
We got through the blank and got through a shortened weekend. Mm-hmm. The FA Cup semis were this past weekend. Yeah. City beat Chelsea. Chelsea has fired their manager, Liam Rossinier, and so they brought in the same interim that had before. Supposedly, Chelsea actually had some form of a performance. I don't know. It doesn't matter because he's not going to be there.
Callum McFarland.
Yeah.
We'll get there when we talk about what happened.
Okay. So and then Southampton. No. Oh, no, it was Chelsea and
Leeds.
In my face. It was City and Southampton. Manchester City
finishing the job that Arsenal couldn't.
That's fair. Totally fair.
Finish.
But
it was tight, though.
But they had their hands full.
Right.
Arsenal had their hands full.
Yeah.
I think Southampton had 2 shots. Both of them went in, Brian, your favorite stats when that happens. So, anyways, but against City, I think Southampton had the lead. I think they were up 1-0, and City left it late. Travis, does that sound right?
It was tied for a good chunk of time. I did not think they were going to pull it off, but
you didn't think Southampton was going to pull it off, or you didn't think City was going to pull it off.
I was kind of hoping City wouldn't, just because it's always interesting to see a lower league team in a final. But I wasn't disappointed when they did, because now the triple's still on.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Triple is still on, although they did not play this past week. They did run into the brick wall and barely got by the brick wall called Burnley the week before, where City won 1-0 and had to defend for their lives in a literal last-second corner kick that was very tasty. So, for all those out there.
Is that a salty guy who didn't like seeing another team at the top?
Arsenal's at the top.
Well, City was at the time.
They were tied on goal differential. So, technically, I guess you're right.
Tied on goal differential. And then,
not now.
But they were technically top, right? On tie breaks? Yeah.
Yes.
So
All right. Well, I didn't mention tie breaks.
Yeah, but it's like you can't both be at the top. One's on top, one's not on top. They might have had the same number of points. Okay. Goal differential might have been the same, but
not anymore. The point is not
bigger.
anymore.
Not anymore, Travis.
Not anymore. Game in hand. Yeah,
we already talked about this.
And this next
title
week,
has already been decided.
Oh, my mistake. I'm sorry.
This is all formality.
I don't know why
you're
saying
the only controversy is Arsenal in the Champions League. So what else happened in what we're talking about?
Over the last 2 days, again, Champions League semifinals. The first legs have happened.
Oh man,
2 completely different games. I think most people would have predicted that.
It says everything about Champions League too, though.
What I want to
the sides of the bracket.
I want to hang. We need to get our buddy. Friend of our friend, I want to get a framed Michael Elise.
Okay.
I want that back
hanging
here.
it.
I want it behind me.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's what I want more
there's
a
world where maybe next season, if there is a next season, I mean the way we're going, we'll do like 3 episodes a season. Maybe we switch out to a blue screen in the back, and then we just make whatever you want.
Yeah. Oh
wow,
yeah,
that'd be kind of fun.
Wow, that is
just chroma key it out. That'd be kind of fun.
Wow,
that'd be great.
That'd be absolutely amazing. So, anyways, Champions League, Arsenal and Arsenal was probably got a deserved draw today, but they sure were. They had a penalty taken away from them. It seemed like a nailed down pen. Called on the field, overturned by VAR, even though it was a legit contact foul in the box on Eze's foot. But nonetheless, it was a draw 1-1. I think Arsenal will probably be fine with a away draw against Atletico. Going back to Arsenal next week, where Arsenal beat Atletico 4-0 in the Champions League group stage. And Bayern and PSG played a worldie. A 5-4 crazy up and down game. That
I've heard a couple of people say it might be one of, if not the best semifinal that's been played in the Champions League, like ever.
Well, when both
I know that's kind of like a crazy
defense,
like just shock and awe type statement, but looking at the match, like honestly, it might be.
Maybe,
it's up there.
Maybe it could be.
It is really far up there.
It is. Look, both teams obviously have great players. I don't think anyone's questioning that. I am fascinated with the lack of defense in those games.
See, I thought the same thing.
It is so wide open.
Yeah, I watched Adam Clary did a good breakdown, and he was basically saying Wayne Rooney came out and said, hey, it's just shambles. Defense is shambles. It's a disgrace. Mm-hmm. But when he did his review of it, his takeaway, and I honestly I hope he's right, was it didn't matter if Bayern put man-to-man, 10, 11 men behind the ball, PSG was still going to find a way to score. And so once it happened, because it did, once it happened.
Yeah, but they weren't doing that.
They did, and he showed the screen caps and highlighted all the numbers and showed that they were doing that,
okay.
And they got scored on. And then and what it did was, again, the idea was that it brought them back, gave away all that territory, and then that PSG team is so good at defending and rotating and covering, right? That when they gave away all of that territory, they were never going to be able to get forward far enough, fast enough to be able to, score on their own. And so they'd just be constantly defending against a very good attacking team, and they had already been scored on, so they had to go for it. And then both teams just decided, you know what? We're going for it. Yeah, they defended fine, but it was individual brilliance on almost every one of those goals.
Company said it's going to be more of the same in the second leg, and that's what everyone in the world wants.
Yeah, it's for them to go for it.
No one in the world except for Arsenal fans wants to watch Arsenal play at this moment in time. Hey. That's one of the funniest outcomes.
And no one has ever wanted to watch
this.
it. Never ever wanted to watch a Diego Simeone team play because they're just disgusting.
I've never enjoyed watching Diego Simeone.
I hate those Atletico teams. They're just petulant and just hate it.
Every call today, Travis, that went against them, referee was surrounded by 8 of them.
I cannot stand.
I'm not saying it doesn't
There's
happen in
nothing
other
you want
games,
more than players doing this right in your face.
I couldn't do it.
Both hands straight out.
And I'm sure that never happened because Arsenal is, they're stand-up players. They don't like to go down. So
no, it was a pretty straight up.
I didn't watch it.
Travis.
I couldn't watch it. It just I would have probably thrown up.
Haters
watching
gonna
both
hate.
those.
Haters gonna hate.
It was a pretty good game, but we should probably talk about the fantasy Premier League.
There was a blank week this week, meaning there was multiple teams that did not play.
Oy.
A lot of people used free hits. Some decided, hey, they had planned their transfers accordingly, so they wouldn't have to use a free hit this week.
Good job.
And then I did not
Brian.
use them because I went on freaking trip and forgot to make my transfers.
Oh my gosh!
So I had my transfers planned.
So
I was
took
ready
a
to go.
minus 35.
No, I didn't get my transfers in time, and so I didn't have enough players to play. I had 2 blanks.
Oh,
that's a
man.
bummer.
I had 3 transfers. Was ready to go, locked and loaded, knew exactly who I was putting in, knew exactly how I was going to set up my team, and you know what happened? I didn't. Instead, I drove to South Carolina like a dummy.
That's brutal. Well, I probably came as close as I have ever come to the highest score. Like every week, there's a highest score in the FPL. Yeah. I scored a 82, so obviously that's not the highest. The highest was 114. But usually that gap for me is a lot bigger.
I mean, an 82 this week is amazing.
What's crazy, Brian, on my free hit here.
It's a bench boost or yes, a free hit.
It was a free hit.
Free hit.
What was amazing is that in my first bench spot, and I was so hoping someone wasn't going to play, Igor Jesus in my first bench spot with a 14.
Yeah.
So my free hit squad, because we didn't record last week, I think I made 5 transfers for it, and it read like, oh shoot, wrong thing there. Click the wrong thing. This guy. Make the right clicks.
Put your glasses back on.
Raya in goal. Gabriel, Tarkowski, and Virgil. Fine. Raya had a 10. Gabriel 8. Gibbs White, Bruno Fernandes. Brian, you're gonna love this.
The fact that you had Igor Jesus at all is a really big move.
You're gonna love this. Casemiro.
I love it. That I do love.
Nice. He scored,
and
right?
I captained him.
Wow.
Casemiro?
He had 25 DEFCONs at like halftime or something crazy like that. Got all 3 bonus points. Got a 12
25 total in the match.
Got a 12 from Casemiro. 24 overall because I captained him.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Dewsbury Hall.
Great.
Never heard of him.
Worst transfer in. Just throwing the guy one last bone. One last hurrah. I brought in Salah.
You put in Salah.
Oh, yeah.
I got suckered into Salah, too.
I brought in Salah.
I blame do you blame the injury? We can talk about that in a minute.
Anyways.
But I might have had something.
And then in my front line, I had Havertz and Watkins. Havertz did get me a 4 before he got me an assist before he went off in like the 24th minute with an injury. And then I had Ollie Watkins. Igor Jesus on my bench with 14. Harry Maguire on the bench with 7.
Yep.
So I felt like
it's a big bench.
That was 21 points on a bench from 2 players. Anyway, so I felt like other than Salah, Salah and Watkins, everyone pretty much gave me a little bit.
Yeah.
Or something. Salah and Watkins gave me nothing. But anyways, I felt pretty good about that. Probably one of my better free hits, considering the average was 36. Now, there's a lot of dead teams. And I don't know. I'm hoping they do the averages by the top active teams. I think there's only I think I saw a stat that like 57% of teams are currently active, meaning at least 43% hasn't made a transfer in the last 4 weeks.
Okay.
I think that's how they're judging at this moment a dead team.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Those stats might not be exactly right, but I think they're pretty close.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm hoping that average is not, if you have that many dead teams, again, how are they calculating the average? I hope it's from active teams. It'd be nice if they clarified that. Anyways, all that being said, Brian, you free hit as well. Good week with a 60.
Yeah, not nearly as good. That's what we can talk about. That's what I wanted to primarily focus on in our now legendary. No, it's not legendary. It's just smart, stupid. Where we were smart and where we were stupid in our podcast. It's been 2 weeks, like we said, but that was mostly what I wanted to say was the free hit. The free hit was I was trying to do what I didn't do on my wild card,
which was
I'm still kind of mad that I just didn't back what I would say were my guys.
Oh.
Like the people that I would have said all along, like, this is, here's where I would go with this. Here's what I would do differently, whatever. And I just didn't do it. I got so suckered into the template. And so the free hit was still somewhat template, but I cared a little bit less. I went, I was trying to get, I felt like some of the template guys, but also, putting...
You had Bowen. But I wouldn't say Bowen was a template, was he?
I don't think so. Jared Bowen. I'm really mad about
Poro.
Gibbs White.
Poro was a template. I'm looking at your free hit right now.
True. Poro was one. Ray and Gabriel were pretty
template.
Were pretty set on there. But Ismail Assar, I was trying to play history on that one. That was a bit of a whiff.
No, he got you 5.
Did he? I don't think. Oh, he got an assist?
He got you 5.
Did he get the assist on the Munoz goal?
Must have.
I didn't honestly, I didn't even look.
Yeah.
So I guess that's better than I thought it was. But either way, there were some of those characters. I was more mad about not going Gibbs White in a week where it was I think everybody kind of read the Sunderland Nottingham Forest game wrong. I think the expectation was
not this guy.
No, obviously not.
Two fingers pointing at me, Igor Jesus, although I benched him, and Gibbs White, who I started.
Right. And so, even if you had gone, there was that one moment where you would have been disappointed had you gone to Nico Williams or one of the other defenders.
True.
Still ends in a clean sheet. The goal gets chalked off for Sunderland, so it ends in a clean sheet. So, but 5-0. Even if you would have guessed that Nottingham Forest would win
at Sunderland, 5.
Right. You weren't guessing that. Weird
that stat. I heard it during the broadcast in that game that the away team between Forest and Sunderland has won the last 6 or 7 games that they've played against each other. Weird stat of the week.
Yeah, even on the then on the wild card, I talked up Turkey a few weeks ago, and now I feel like it's a bit of an obvious pick, but that makes me nervous because then is it too obvious? I don't think so. FPL active managers obviously don't think it's too obvious. He's the number 1 transfer in for midfielders this week. Or no, sorry, the number 1 midfield transfer of the game week. This stat courtesy of Fantasy Football Fix. Semenyo to Turkey is the number 1 swap for midfield transfers. Right? Turkey is one of the. I think he is the top midfield transfer in, but that's that pairing of transfer is the number 1.
Do you think it was the 3 against Burnley that really set people over the edge to get to Turkey?
Well, I was going to ask if Dave, maybe how he felt like the goal that he scored against Arsenal, that really set the table for everybody in as far as transfers in. Did you want to talk about how good that was, or did you feel like that was something you wanted to revisit? I don't know if...
out of all the weeks to not recording last week and rehashing the game.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We don't have to rehash that.
No.
Did you think you were going to go?
I don't think we need to go back further into Arsenal.
We can discuss it.
It's going to prove to be a title decider, right?
Maybe, probably. There's Arsenal's taking a lot of flack, and maybe properly, maybe not all the way properly about their style recently and or how they're playing. Their form hasn't been great. I thought our game against City, honestly, was one of the better games we've played in a while. And City just beat us. I mean, look, they're a good team. And sometimes you're at their house, you can play good, and they can play good. And sometimes you lose. But I did feel like we actually played better in that loss. I mean, it wasn't like the Bournemouth game, right?
No.
I mean, the Bournemouth, we were bad.
Yeah.
That loss actually hurts more than losing at City 2-1.
Yeah.
So, it was disappointing, but I felt way different after the City loss. Yes, I was horribly disappointed, and yes, I was moping the rest of the day. But the Bournemouth was like, City was just kind of hang your head disappointment. Bournemouth was like someone punched you in the gut and you lost your breath and you couldn't breathe.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't want you to really get really sad about it. The Turkey goal was really awesome, and that's
Turkey
13.
Turkey
in the double
was
game
awesome.
week
It was
for
an
him.
awesome goal. I have to admit. I mean, it was an awesome goal.
But like the rest of the team, I mean, like a lot of the 50-50s or a lot of the variables, even on the wild card. If you wild carded going into the double game week or game week 32 or whatever, like even there, like. I was picking leads. I ended up with 3 leads on my team.
Your Okafor was amazing.
The Okafor pick ended up being really good. That was really a non-pod discussion. The more I looked at it, I was like, well, he is in there. He was picking up some form, and just the few places. Just looking at it briefly ahead of the double game week, I just thought, you know what? Nobody else is going to go here, or at least it's a more limited choice, and it ended up working out. But like picking Pascal Strauch over James Justin, like that was a safe. Like I was playing the minutes. I'm picking the safer pick or the DEFCON pick.
What are you doing?
And
Go
James
with your
Justin.
guy.
That's
your
the thing.
guy.
We talked
He's one
about
of your
James
guys.
Justin. We talked about him like in the new year, start of the new year. Picking James Hill over Adrian Truffert. Money wasn't a problem. It wasn't the money.
Right.
I didn't need that extra like 5/10 or whatever it was. It ended up being okay. It just could have been better. And then like buying any Chelsea players, like you said, pre-pod we were talking about kind of the teams that are out there. Like I'm saying 2 weeks ago, like what confidence do you have in this team at all? There's no confidence in this. And what do I end up with? Cole Palmer and João Pedro. Like just what was I thinking? Oh wait, I know what I was thinking. I saw double game week. And I saw also like other content creators and other Chelsea fans saying like, hey, the numbers are fine. And then João Pedro doesn't play in the second game. Palmer doesn't play the second game, all in advance of the FA Cup semi. But whatever, like there's so many of those picks, like whatever. The free hit, I feel like whatever. I mean, just some people like that were a little bit different here and there, but anyway. That's all over with. There was some smartness in there, and there was some dumbness in there, and I feel like for me it was more about the disappointment of. We talked about this. There are names that were in there. And what did I do? I went with end up with just such template picks, and you're never gonna do anything picking the template picks.
But you might miss out.
Yeah.
Everyone else will score, and you
Whatever.
won't.
Hey, a good reminder right now that we're talking about ending with Leeds here, that it's a Friday deadline.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's Leeds home to Burnley, Friday kickoff.
And the big thing is Okafor's got a yellow triangle. Brian,
Yes.
if Okafor can't go and you wanted to bring in a Leeds guy, who's the next best guy to bring in against Burnley?
Well, I mean,
Stock?
Now that Stock is playing again, yeah, you could go there. If you didn't,
Longstaff?
I guess it depends on how you're set up.
Nato?
If you didn't have, you're not picking Willie Gnonto.
Oh, okay.
But you could go Calvert-Lewin.
James Justin?
You could go back to the defense too.
Okay. Rodon.
Because Goodmanson,
Rodon almost broke a post in the Chelsea FA Cup
Goodmanson,
match.
will be out for the Burnley game already, and they are hoping he'll be back for the last 2 games. That's not a great player to lose. And then Bijol was another one who was also triangled because he was dealing with something. Okafor is really disappointing to me because that one,
he looked really good.
Man, he's been playing really well. Really was hoping to have that.
And do you have any hope for Calvert-Lewin?
Yeah. I hate it.
You getting a call, Brian?
I am.
Is it?
It was my brother actually calling, and I'm not sure what.
Did you lock his door too?
Yeah, deadbolt. Hey, watch out! Might be a bear on the back porch of it. It's Western Pennsylvania, and there's woods behind the house.
Sure.
Anyway,
all right.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
we can talk about that too,
Well,
because there's other stuff that happened.
Are we still in Smart Stupid?
No, we're done with Smart
Okay,
Stupid.
we're in rear view.
We are going to run through real quick and just some of the other things that
Okay.
happened that now we know that kind of confirm some other things. First of all, double game week 36 is confirmed. So that is now, Dave, you're happy that even in the tiniest little way, the league got to stick it a little bit to Manchester City.
Don't give them what they want.
They did not
Those
get to rearrange.
gerrymandering bastards.
They did not get to rearrange the fixture order.
Trying to make the schedule what's going to be best for them because we have games.
They have a lot of games.
Yeah, get over it, bro.
City has 2 home games now in double game week 36. Home to Brentford, home to Crystal Palace. Palace, of course, the other team in the double game week, they have 1 home, 1 away. They are home to Everton, and then a couple days later will be at Manchester City. I think that only affects the way you buy Manchester City players. That's my opinion on it. We can talk more about the fixture pile up. That's what I would love to go to when we talk about this in a minute. I just don't know how you can trust the fixtures for Palace are way more congested. And so
I'm not sure. I mean, they're going to be in a Europa Conference final, and I just don't think they don't care. They're at the beach in the Premier League.
And that's exactly it. The rotation is too heavy. I was surprised even going into the Liverpool game. Like, Oliver Glasner has been awesome, and I know a couple other some other content creators had already said that. As far as Glasner being forthright, he said way ahead of the Liverpool game that they were going to go.
Rotate.
Yeah. Well, no, he said we're going to start our normal lineup against Liverpool.
Really?
Because we have a chance to beat Liverpool. I think it was like 3 times in the same season, or we've never done that before. And so it was like you knew ahead of time that Mateta, Sarr, all the normal defenders, that everybody was going to be out there. So I was like, that's great. Here, welcome to my team, Ismaila Sarr. So I like stuff like that. I think he's going to be pretty open about it. I just think because of it's the trophy matters more. You're right. The league is they're not
especially
going
with Glasner.
It gets them in gets them in Europa Conference next season, and they're not going to earn it in the league.
Right.
They're comfortably in like 13th or 12th place.
Right. They are
maybe
not
14th.
They are not going.
They don't have a shot.
Yeah, they are not going up much higher. Everyone's leaving. Like, there is no way so many of those guys are going to be there next year.
But it will make it a little bit easier on recruitment if they can say, hey, we are playing in Europa League next season.
For sure. So they,
And all they have to do is beat like either Freiburg or, I don't know, I think the game's tomorrow. I think the semis are tomorrow.
Yes.
Right. For Europa Conference, and it's going to be the same. It's home and home. So,
yep. So those matches are confirmed. We'll talk a little bit more about like the time frame of those games. Happy trails, Liam Rowe Sr. Like we said, Callum McFarlane, now interim manager for the remainder of the season. That's the fairest.
Andy McFarland.
Callum McFarlane. It's the most. That's the
Seth
most.
McFarlane.
The most fair that you've had
in a while,
in months.
Fair.
He was their U21 manager.
Right. He stepped in before the Who guy. And
hey, and as dismal as I felt about Chelsea before, it was because they were on just that endless stream of nothing. And then I would have thought that endless stream of nothing would continue.
They played better against Leeds.
I thought Leeds was going to get them.
In the FA
and they did.
Semi.
That's a big win. Is it enough to instill like club-wide confidence?
No.
They've
for me.
Dropped now to 8th in the league.
I have Joao Pedro, and
you hate it.
I'm not. Yeah, I do hate it.
It feels terrible.
I won't be playing him.
Really?
No, not this weekend. No.
Why?
He's playing home to Forest.
So what?
Forest
is going to romp.
Forest is on a run. Chelsea's down.
Forest
Hey,
is hot.
while
they'll be okay.
while we're
They're not
transitioning
going to score
on
nothing.
Dave's terrible
When's
choices.
the last time Pedro did anything?
It's been a while.
Hey, a point of order. Europa Conference League. The possible finalists are Shakhtar,
That's right. Palace is playing Shakhtar at
Right, Palace
Shakhtar
changed.
probably tomorrow. Travis.
Rayo Vallecano,
Yep.
and Strasbourg. Not
Not
Freiburg.
not Freiburg.
Freiburg is in the Europa League.
Okay, but they're in are they in the Europa semis?
They are playing
Because-
Braga.
Which
So Braga
everyone-
or Freiburg will play against Villa or Forest.
Yeah, England is sad that it can't
It's
be
all England semi.
It can't be an all England semi. It can't be an all England final.
I think it's good, honestly. Like you don't want to see two teams that play in the same league, in my opinion, if you can help it in a final.
Yeah, just again, point of order, clarification.
As
Thank
far
you.
as the rest,
Thank
there's
you.
only a few injury things. I mean, there are injuries. We talked a little bit about there's a couple Leeds injuries, but the big ones, I think. Dave, first of all, how serious is the Havertz injury?
So
Doesn't matter.
they're not writing him off for
It
the
does
rest of the
matter-
season.
It does matter a little bit.
They're not writing him off for the rest of the season, but he's not back this week. They thought it. I think everyone kind of thought it was going to be.
What is the injury?
I don't know.
Okay, I just
I
didn't
mean,
know if you knew offhand.
I
can
never
look it
dove
up.
on it.
Some-
I just figured he walked off and he was going to be done for the season.
Yeah.
And then I saw reports and
groin, hip, pelvic.
yeah.
Is what,
So supposedly it's not as bad as they originally
Right.
thought.
Okay.
I loved the pick. That was one of my last minute considerations for forward
Oh, in the
because
free hit?
Havertz in the last 3 games he played
Yeah, it was
had 6 big chances. He's
Yeah.
by far the most of any forward. So that was I really like that pick. I just didn't end up going there.
I mean, I went with it and still got something.
I know
out
at
of
least it was something. So so that was I think like you saw today. I mean, Gyökeres scores a penalty. He did get pushed over. Big strong man went over.
He did get pushed over.
He did get pushed. He really did get pushed. But either way, Gyökeres, I don't know. Like I guess that's one of the questions is do you if it's serious enough, do you trust? I mean, Arsenal's fixtures the rest of the way are all right. I mean, so does Gyökeres, or do you just count on him starting the rest of the way? Havertz was, I think he's the overall more effective player for what you need.
It's an interesting call, right?
Has been.
So
Right.
this weekend they play on Saturday, I believe, and they play Fulham on Saturday. So they play next Tuesday. They play on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. They play at home against Atletico. And Gyökeres needs to, if Havertz isn't healthy at all, Gyökeres needs to be starting. It is possible on the weekend they might start Jesus against
true.
Fulham.
Jesus did play
And
a good bit
he,
today.
He came in at, he, Saka, and Trossard came
That
on for the
tracks.
front 3 of Martinelli, Madueke, and Gyökeres, and they came on in the 67th minute. So it wouldn't surprise me if the 3 that came in as subs today, Trossard, Saka, Jesus, start the Fulham game.
Saka needs minutes bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise
He
me.
looked
Yeah,
terrible.
it wouldn't surprise me if they start the. I mean, we need to win the Fulham game. So I mean, at this
Right.
point, you need to win every game.
Right.
So I'm not saying that you're not prioritizing it, but you are a 1-goal win away from a Champions League final,
Right.
and you're playing the game at home on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, can you draw the Fulham game and still win the Premier League title? Yeah, technically you could.
Right.
Yeah, but then it's out of
You
your
can't
hands.
lose the Tuesday game and play in a final.
Right. For sure.
So you could. Well, yeah. I mean, yes, Travis. Technically, yes, but still, it could. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have faith that City can run the table.
On form?
Their last 2 games.
their fixtures are
Their
tricky.
last 2 games
Fixtures are tricky.
against Burnley and against Southampton, they win both games each by 1 goal in games you would think they would romp, and they didn't. I think they got up for the Arsenal game. I just don't think their mojo is as good as it seems.
I think their mojo is good.
I think their mojo is good too.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's
you
wishful
need to
thinking.
believe that it's not, but it's good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, if it was good, why didn't they beat Burnley 4-0?
I mean, they won.
If
That's
it
what
was
matters,
good, why
right?
didn't they beat the championship level Southampton 4-1?
Why didn't you?
Yeah, why didn't you? Exactly.
I'm just saying, like,
Well,
just,
hold on. I'm not claiming Arsenal's
Well,
form is
all-
good.
Arsenal's form is way worse.
That's what, and
And
that's
you
what
have
I'm
a
getting
way
at. It's like,
tougher
I'm just
game,
looking at comparative
I'm just
by comparison.
telling you,
right?
City's last 2 games,
for sure.
games they should romp when you're in a title race and you're playing the worst team in the league or
Yeah.
second to worst, and you can
And
goal differential at the current moment matters.
What were your? What were
that
your?
was that
and,
was that
and
was
they
shocking.
win
That
1-0
really was
at
shocking.
Burnley, and Burnley had a chance to draw them with the last second corner.
And what were
So,
your last 2? Like, just again, from a comparison standpoint, what were your last 2? So just from a basic.
Well, City played the 1 game more, so we beat Newcastle.
I'm just saying your last 2.
we
right?
beat Newcastle 1-0.
Right.
And then before that, it was a City loss. Yeah, it was a
Right.
City
So
loss.
I guess my point is from like just a basic. They got 2 wins. Right, and you got to win and a loss. Right. So it's just on basic form. Right. They're ahead. Right. The bigger issue for me though is you have more games to play because you had Champions League, and Atletico is not fun to play against.
No,
right?
I know.
And that takes a lot out of you. So from like down the stretch,
We played them
I
at
think
home
their
earlier
form
in
is
the
a little
season.
bit stronger.
We played them earlier in the season, beat them 4-0.
I know, but again, earlier in the season,
Right.
right? You were zapped. You're zapped, right? That's part of the reason why down the stretch you guys have struggled so much. Is not, I mean, and you're in the title hunt right now, and in control of the title hunt because of your depth.
We're having to play Ben
But
White
it is
right now,
it is
right?
Yeah.
really starting to get stretched now,
that's bad.
right? It's really starting to get stretched, and City doesn't look all that stretched.
And I was gonna say, is Timber going to play?
And they're
again
out
this
of
season?
Champions League,
That-
too.
I don't know about Timber.
He's your difference maker
I
too.
don't-
That's a
I
bigger
know.
issue.
Yeah.
That is absolutely
He's
Ben White
he's
versus
such a- he's
Urian
such a
Timber.
stud. And him and Calafiori, both of them
Something's going on with
have
him.
not been options.
I know.
A lot of people
So-
thought Calafiori would be back on the bench, and he was not in the Newcastle
Yeah,
match.
I just yeah. All that to say, again, some of that is me taking the mick out of you here because ultimately I love to see you squirm, but the other part of it is just from like a purely objective practical standpoint. City's mojo is way stronger right now, and you guys have a point to prove.
I think it's fake mojo. That's what I see. So
I just don't think you can call it fake because the
they're
guys
not running
doing
the
it,
table.
but they are competitors who have done it before for the most part.
Some of them.
For the most part.
Some of them.
Right? Again, most of them is what I would
It's
say.
not
And
most
the
of
bigger
them.
issue is their manager.
It's
right?
not most of them. Other than a few guys who were there last year, Doku was there last year. Was he a huge contributing factor last year? No. Was Turkey there last year and a huge contributing factor? No, he came in the January window.
You can literally go through their starting.
Semenyo
You can
wasn't
go look
there
at the
last
starting
year.
lineup. And you
Gahey wasn't there last year. You got
3.
Holland.
It's 3.
You got Holland,
3 out of
Bernardo
their starting
Silva,
11.
and Rodri.
3 out of their starting 11 weren't there.
No,
3.
it's not true.
All right, who else?
O'Reilly wasn't playing important
That's
minutes
fair.
last year.
I'll give you that. That is fair. That's fair.
Neither was Kushinoff. He wasn't playing minutes last year. He was not. He was an afterthought on the bench,
Well,
and they were
that's the
questioning.
other part of it, though, is that Ruben Diaz and Guardiola are the only two really that are banged up. Rodri may not play against Everton, but
which could be an issue
yeah,
again down the stretch.
for sure. And Everton, I'm sure
It's
they
definitely more
don't
than
wanna
3.
back down.
I'll give you that. It's definitely more than 3.
Right.
But all that to say, they don't have to be on the field to be a factor, right? And I think that's the biggest thing. It's the guys in the clubhouse that get you to the title, right?
No, that's fair. I'm just again, we don't need to completely.
Oh, I love it.
I love it when it clicks. I love it when it doesn't click.
While Dave's looking at that, we can briefly ask Travis, will Mo Salah play again this season for Liverpool United? I love calling them Liverpool.
I
Will
think
they
so.
play again for Liverpool?
I think so. Even if it's a cameo in the last match of the season, just to get him on the pitch.
Hamstring injury bad?
I think so. I think it's bad enough to where he probably shouldn't play the rest of the season
Right.
if he wants to play in the World Cup.
Right.
But the bigger thing is I think he has a history of coming back pretty quick from muscular injuries.
I know.
So it's going to be tight.
I know that just that even if it was tepid, it was a warming to the possibility of getting Salah back in your FPL team.
Yeah,
it's just not a choice now. The injury kind of makes it a moot point.
Yeah, a little moot.
And then the last one was just, it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters for I don't think it matters for the team. I think the team still needs to do what they need to do, but Spurs obviously just yet again ravaged by injury, losing this time Simons.
League Diane, Brian, you wouldn't know this because you don't pay attention to Slack. League Diane brought up an interesting point about Spurs pitch. I guess it's their practice pitch, or maybe they practice at...
It's a flex pitch that they can actually take out.
They can roll up and then use for other events or whatever.
Wow. Yeah.
I guess Madrid has the same type of thing, and I guess they've had a ton of
injuries.
Yeah.
It's a venue.
Travis, I mean, what do you think about that point? I felt like that was a good point.
No, it's a great point, and it's been one of those things. I mean, the more technology gets involved in sports science, the more information we have, and folks are applying all sorts of statistics and variables to all the things that they're seeing happening. And again, it was a great point that I hadn't really thought of, but the pitch at Tottenham is a flex pitch that can be removed for events, and they do have a lot of events. And as a result, it actually has some characteristics that actually mimic artificial turf.
Interesting.
Which is kind of notorious for knee injuries.
Yeah.
Knee injuries. Hey. And so the statistics
Simons, I wish it was Simons.
The statistics are that the knee injuries have gone up since they've moved into that stadium.
I wish it was the practice pitch that did it. I blame the who was it? It wasn't Hugo Bueno. It was one of the Wolves players. It was kind of a crappy.
That's who they were playing.
Tackle.
So
no, I know, but it was someone. No, it was someone. I can't remember who it was specifically that was kind of fighting with him for the ball. But whatever. It's joining Christian Romero with the long-term injury. Dominic Solanke also injured. The manager says not a big problem, but also nothing definite about it. Just yet again another set of key players at the most important possible time of the season. I like. How does the manager? How do you get up for this? Is Richarlison going to be? Is he going to save yet another team at the end of the season,
maybe
from relegation?
I mean,
somebody's got to do it.
The
fixtures aren't bad, which we can talk about that here.
And Fulham's. West Ham's are tricky. They are absolutely tricky. They've got it.
I agree. West Ham's games trickier than Spurs.
Before we move on to the next segment, I just would like to say, also I'm not a hockey podcast, but the Penguins and Flyers ended regulation tied 0-0. They are headed into overtime, which of course is sudden death.
Is it 4-man on the 4-man?
No, it's 5-on-5. Okay. Only they did that for a while there, where it was 4-on-4. But no, it's full strength. But Game 6, do or die for Pittsburgh, playing in probably their most hated rivals' stadium in a do or die playoff game. This might be the most intense athletic competition that you could ever watch. Is the
Brian.
Overtime of the Flyers
Brian.
And Penguins. Even if you don't know anything about hockey, this is
you should turn it on right now. Although we're not streaming.
I know. I wish we were. I just wanted to take a break to say that as a full interruption.
Brian, you can focus on that game for one quick more second. I just want to rehash something that after about 4 minutes.
Back on Arsenal for a second.
No, City.
Oh, go ahead.
After 4 minutes, my page finally loaded. These are guys that started the Burnley game. Again, they have to win it. They need to increase their goal differential. Nunez did not play a factor last year. Kujanov did not. Gahey wasn't there. Nori, maybe. He was a part of the team last year, but it's his first year. Nori has not played much this year.
They signed him. Didn't they sign him?
O'Reilly definitely didn't play any meaningful minutes last year. Bernardo Silva did. Doku, I don't think his minutes were meaningful last year. Cherky wasn't there. Semenyo wasn't there. So it's Bernardo Silva it was Silva and Holland, and Donnarumma in the goal wasn't there last year. So we're literally talking about two players.
Rodri just doesn't factor.
Rodri wasn't on the pitch.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm saying down the stretch they've got the guys, right?
Rodri wasn't even in the team.
But that's what I'm saying.
On the bench, Reinders, Stones, Ake, Marmoush, Kovacic, Nico Gonzalez, Savinho, and Foden.
Yeah, but like out of that list, there's a ton of guys that have multiple medals.
Foden,
Ake, Stones.
Stones has a bunch of, but he hasn't played meaningful minutes in ages.
But again, I'm going back to, they don't have to be on the pitch. They don't have to be on the pitch to be a factor. They don't. They absolutely don't.
You tell me John Stones is a locker room dad?
Sure, maybe.
No. I mean, maybe. I doubt it.
I don't know. I guess
I tell you who the hell is not Phil Foden.
List the number of guys on the Arsenal team that have them besides Jesus.
There's more more winners in Arsenal's team when you look at Havertz, Jesus, and others than you have
absolute BS
in cities.
That is absolute BS, and you know it. That is insanity.
It's closer than you think, I bet.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not. I don't think you can convince me that. On the pitch, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
I'm just saying,
in the team,
when you're saying, look, City's been there. All these guys have been there. Oh, look at my big nuts. We've been there.
They have.
That's bull. Those guys on the pitch have not.
I think the issue
it's wishful thinking, man.
You're the Arsenal's the team that has to overcome the biggest hurdle here.
That is exactly the point.
Mental challenge
is exactly the
way
point.
Bigger for Arsenal
that they've crumpled on. Right. How many times to get second place?
Though,
a lot.
In the last two games,
crumple. I want the bullshit to stop. One crumple. First year, no one thought that they would even be close.
But they were.
Okay, but no one expected it. Way overachieved. Second year,
overachieved, but didn't finish. Right?
Second year, crumble. Second year, crumble.
It was really similar.
Third year, we weren't even close. It wasn't even a race. Okay, so. Don't give me the bull. Don't give me the bull about
at least twice,
collapsing 3 years in a row.
I didn't say 3 years. I said there was crumble. History of crumble. That's all I said.
Okay.
History of crumble.
Again,
should I play it back?
Even if not crumbling, it's second place. That's
absolutely.
That's what everyone
obviously no one's denying
which
that.
My guys have not done.
But the mantra is, oh, a bunch of bottlers. Oh, they got a bottle.
It's getting to you,
isn't it?
Look at
their bottles. No,
they're selling them at City now, too.
I'm so sick of hearing, like, everyone's like, hey, let's make it a fact and truth if we just keep talking about it. Keep talking about it.
Pull the number of medals on the City roster and on the Arsenal roster.
It's like the COVID bull that went on for so long. Let's keep talking about it, and maybe it'll become true.
I don't remember when that was on there.
Anyways.
I don't remember seeing that on there.
So sick. Hey, if they bottle, if they finish the season with nothing, hey, you know what? They had shots and they missed it. Okay? And I won't deny that.
They should be in a Champions League final.
This season, if you say they gave some stuff away, I can't deny that.
Yeah. They definitely have. The issue is, can they get over the line? And I still think I trust City and Pep to get to take that 4-game stretch, 5-game stretch for them over Arsenal based on history.
Look, there's no reason why you don't trust Pep.
Right? And that's all my point.
I will give you that.
That's all my point is.
But it's not the guys that
if I've got to put money on it,
it's not the guys that got on the pitch.
Before we go to hot or not, I just want to say, I just want to go through really quickly. Do you want me to say out loud the teams that either we're kind of like the ignore and where to prioritize?
Sure.
That this will be. I want to do this.
I think it's
basically as quickly as
yes
possible.
Or no, and there's no yes.
I just want to say that the best schedules remaining on paper, where you are actually buying players for the rest of the season, based on the schedule alone. Okay, and you can factor in what their where their table situation is. I don't know who has a better run of fixtures for the last 4 fixtures than Leeds. Leeds plays Burnley at home. They are away to Spurs, home Brighton, at West Ham. I know that there's relegation battles in 2 of those 4, but if you're Leeds and you're playing Spurs, you need it to be tight. I don't think you're trying to go crazy on this. One of the reasons why I think Leeds is a great schedule on paper is that defensively they've been so much tighter towards the end of the season, and you need to protect that lead that you have.
Agree.
You don't need to go all out to try to win every game. You are in a safer spot. These teams, even the Brighton game at home, the most you would say about Brighton at that point, Brighton has to win their last 4 games to have a shot at catching 6th. They're 8 points behind Liverpool and Villa.
Yeah, I think
it's doable, but it's unlikely.
They're not getting 5th. They're not overtaking Liverpool.
That's the thing. So all of these games, and by game week 37, that's when they play Brighton. I just don't think that's not a game where you're like, oh, Brighton's absolutely, one's gonna roll the other. Those games for Leeds, like Burnley and Spurs, obvious issues. Burnley done. Spurs, like we said, could not have more injuries. The West Ham game in 38 is the one that's, the biggest. Who knows what you're going to get, but that's entirely dependent on relegation at that point. West Ham might be the only 2 of those teams that needs anything at that point. So either way, I think Leeds is way up there. Arsenal's schedule on paper, I think, is the 4 league games that they have are pretty good. I'd say they're mostly good. Home Fulham's not easy, but home Fulham, whatever. Fulham,
they hurt us 2 years ago at this time of the season.
Yeah.
They're playing pretty well, but
they're not a scary team. You're at West Ham. That's the one that has the highest level of possible embarrassment for Arsenal.
Right.
Is away to West Ham.
Okay.
Relegation battling West Ham.
Okay.
Home to Burnley, whatever, hopefully you win more than 1-0. And then you're at Palace in the last game of the season.
Isn't that crazy though? If in 37, if it all of a sudden,
if it comes down to the Burnley results,
right?
That could be wild.
That'd be wild, Travis.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
And then Palace at the Beach Palace, because
at that point
they might. Travis, could you figure out if don't mind real quick, if they make Europa Conference final, is that after the end of the Premier League season?
Yes, it definitely is.
I think it is. I think all the European finals are after the regular seasons are over. Europa Conference is
it would
new.
be May 27th.
Yep.
Okay.
2 p.m. on May 27th.
Okay.
And I kind of think they'll be there.
Yeah, I do.
I do
don't
too.
think there's a world where they
I
don't.
think they prioritize.
Well, the only thing is at that point,
you don't want rust,
right? You probably still get,
but you don't want any injuries
for sure. So it's that tough line to walk
again, because they have nothing to play for in the league.
And that'll be, but the issue is that they still are gonna. Oh, geez, that's gonna be wild.
Say.
No, you're good. Keep going.
Oh, all right.
I'm just looking at all the dates, how that's gonna stack up for them.
Gotcha.
Cities is more about volume.
Yes.
The fixtures are trickier and they're smushed. And so the biggest issue for City is that even with the double game week, for FPL purposes, there's still the FA Cup final, which obviously is important for them. But the gap between matches for them is not helpful. And this isn't.
They got a bunch of tight games.
So the gap between Everton and Brentford is 4 days. That's normal. The gap between Brentford and Crystal Palace the week after that is 3 days. Then it's 2 days from Palace to the FA Cup final. 2 days after that is the midweek reschedule for Bournemouth. And then they're the team, because of the later game in game week 37, there's only 4 days between Bournemouth and the last game of the season at home to Aston Villa. The one time that would benefit City is if Aston Villa make the Europa final. If they do,
and they have top 5 locked up, which they
pretty much should.
I think they should by now.
It's 8 points on Brighton.
It's 8 points on Brighton. But the reason why that would matter is because if Villa make the Europa League final, they would only have 3 days from the end of the end of that final till they play City. So they would have the smallest gap between.
Is that game at Villa?
No, they
it's
are
at Etihad.
home to Villa.
Okay.
So either way, the thing that the better benefit for them though is it's been the lineup stability. Even with the players that you just named that we've gone through here multiple times, like we said, only Diaz and Guardiola are the ones who could come back in. But I think the way that this core of players has been playing, I can't imagine that there's a lot of rotation. The big one would be whether Nico O'Reilly starts further up or whether he plays, or plays in, as a back.
Agree.
And that would be just an Ait-Nouri swap. Is Rodri healthy? Like that's the big thing. Is like, what do you do? Otherwise, the front is not really going to change. I can't imagine without an injury, Marmoush isn't taking minutes off of Haaland.
No,
he just isn't.
I agree.
So the stability of it makes it pretty easy. And really, there's just, you could go Guéhi, but I think the most you have really is 5 guys. That's like maybe if you want to spend on Donnarumma, whatever. But there's not, like, the guys kind of pick themselves. Brighton's schedule, I think, is still very good. They're away to Newcastle this week, but I don't think that matters. I think that might show up as, is that gray? Is it red on the fixture ticker?
Newcastle is not. Yeah. They're low. If we had League Ben's Mojo table, Newcastle would be closer to the bottom.
Right. And then they're home Wolves, at Leeds, home Manchester United. Favorable for the attack. And then, like we said, they're 8 points behind Villa and Liverpool. They got to try. So I just think they've been really good. I think, again, like that's because also the gaps between their remaining fixtures, there's nothing else in between. They basically get full weeks off in between. It's Danny Welbeck season, as far as I'm concerned. And then, there's a couple playable games, at least the Wolves game, where you get if you have Verbruggen, if you still kept Van Heck or any of the Kadioglu for whatever reason, you have playable players in there. Newcastle's schedule is good, but the biggest issue is you can't trust any single person at any level on their team.
Well, Tonali and Guimaraes are back, so that changes things a little bit.
They're home Brighton, at Nottingham Forest, home West Ham, at Fulham. Nottingham Forest and West Ham become not pushover fixtures in those two.
Because they're desperate, yeah.
Home to Brighton. Brighton, again, in no way is a pushover fixture. And then at Fulham in the last week of the season with a Newcastle team, one that Anthony Gordon is leaving at the end of the season, a team that has no hope of moving up really in any meaningful way.
Your manager's probably going to get sacked.
Yeah, there's nothing here. They have not had in the last, I think in the last 5 or 6 games, they have not had one player. Their highest scoring player in the last 4 games, William Osula, 20 points. They have 4 players on their team who have scored double-digit fantasy points in the last 4 games.
Wow.
You can't touch that team. There's nobody. It would be entirely contrarian going to some either way. I'm just saying on paper, okay. Newcastle has good fixtures on paper, bad in real life. Yep. Chelsea, good fixtures. I think they're okay on paper. Again, question marks about the team, but they're home Nottingham Forest, at Liverpool, home Spurs, at Sunderland. Those fixtures are fine. At Liverpool, that's just, I guess history factors in there. That's about it. The 2 relegation teams, again, Nottingham Forest, Spurs have to play all out in every possible way. And
they get to play at home.
Right, but they get those games at home, and then they end at Sunderland. Who cares? At Sunderland, game week 38.
Shouldn't matter at that point.
Sunderland's already at the beach.
Done. And then Wolves and Spurs both have really good schedules on paper, but who cares? They are totally irrelevant. So just to say, those are the teams like that on paper have the best fixtures. But I think when it comes down to it, you're still only picking from it's Liverpool. I don't know what you say about Arsenal. Raya, Gabriel, Saliba. You can't. I mean, maybe you go Eze, maybe, but only on the grounds that Eze is like the one.
He's got an injury that he's nursing, and that's why he came off in the City match early. He tweaked something in the Newcastle match. He did sub on today. He didn't start today, but he subbed on, and was awesome. So drew a penalty.
Yeah.
So and was doing other very good things. So
but Gyökeres becomes like a who knows what you're doing
if you
with
wanted
that.
To, I just don't feel wicked confident. Gabriel and Raya is the lane that I personally would stay in.
Right.
Or Hincapié, who continues to push up the pitch,
for sure,
get in the box, get shots.
I don't hate him as a choice.
I
would have hated it. I would have hated it weeks ago. I don't hate it at all anymore.
I think he's finally starting. I think he's finally starting to learn his position better in this system, and it's enabling him to get into more offensive positions at good times.
I don't think you're doing anything. As much as I would like to say Villa, even though they're at the top of the table, they seem to have something to play for. It's just that because
they want Europa
so bad.
Right. So it's an all-out war with them and Nottingham Forest in Europa.
Is king of Europa.
If they win, so if they beat Nottingham Forest, so the Nottingham Forest games here are now sandwiched between the Tottenham and Burnley games. So we already said, I mean, that was 2 weeks ago. I would have guessed that there would be more rotation for Morgan Rogers. It didn't happen. He played 90 minutes in the last 2 games. But now this Tottenham game, and especially the Burnley game, like you would have Liverpool in game week 37 and then the Europa final in between Liverpool and City in 38. So if they make it there, the lineup for Aston Villa in game week 37 home against Liverpool,
reserves.
You wouldn't want to touch it. How could you trust anyone, even Morgan Rogers, in there? And then if they make the Europa final and they win that competition, who do you think is going to play when they go to Manchester City in 38? You know what I mean? Like, to me,
they're all going to be hungover.
It's
going to be like Harvey Elliott.
Can't go to more than one guy, and Rogers feels like the only guy that you could even go to on minutes.
John McGinn.
Rogers, I don't buy Rogers. Not at this point.
McGinn's playing. They do have everyone back. That's the thing. McGinn started and played a bunch now, like 6 games in a row, something like that.
Decent number.
Tielemans is back. He started and played the last 3. So like they do have most of their
Watkins is scoring.
Most of their players are back. Most everybody is fit again. Just I feel like you could think about them in the next 2, you could get suckered in by their fixtures, the greenness of Spurs and Burnley. But it's in between the Europa. You can't.
And they are Europe hangover team. They absolutely
look what happened
play
this
down.
Week. You lose 1-0 to Fulham at Fulham when Fulham always concedes. They never
not concede.
Right. Bournemouth, I'm not sure what you do with. I still feel the same way about Bournemouth now. I don't like having the players of them that I have, but home to Crystal Palace this week, fine. At Fulham next week, I don't know about that. And then City and Nottingham Forest for the last 2 games.
Bournemouth currently on 49 points. They are 9 points out of 5th. Well, 1 point behind Brighton for 6th.
Yeah.
Remember, if Villa wins Europa League, Champions League spot goes to 6th current place in the Premier League because Villa will take the Europa League winner spot in the Champions League.
And Bournemouth is definitely
Bournemouth
playing
and
hard
Brighton
to wrap up.
Bournemouth, Brighton, Chelsea, all playing for the 6th spot. 6th spot is massively important. Honestly, Brentford's right there too, and so is Fulham. Technically, Fulham could get a Champions League spot if they could somehow claim 6th place in the.
Which now should make you a little bit more nervy headed into
they
the
got
weekend.
something to play for. They literally could get Fulham Football Club. It's not crazy to say. And honestly, Everton's in it too. They're 3 points behind Brighton.
Right.
Yeah,
and Brentford's
this
in
is
that
the
same
strongest.
spot too.
This is the strongest league that there's ever been.
One of those teams is probably going to get a shot at Champions League.
Just messing with you, man.
So I'm just saying, like, this is
Trying
where
to get you riled up again.
Brentford has something to
How
play
strong
for.
this league is.
The issue is that Brentford's 2 away games in the last 4 games are at City and at Liverpool. So Brentford,
right, not good.
So Brentford, you could go to Thiago, you could go to somebody, you could go to one of these players, but I guess you would like them in 2, and you wouldn't like it in the other 2, whatever. Like, basically, when it comes down to it, you're ignoring Sunderland.
Yes.
You're ignoring Burnley. You're ignoring the relegated team. So Burnley and Wolves are out. You can't possibly go to Spurs.
No.
I don't know how. West Ham is Bowen only. You
Agree.
Could maybe
Mavropanos. Maybe
you could go to that would be the one other guy. I don't know. Everton saves you because of the midfielders. I think you have 3.
Dewsbury Hall, Garner.
I think the 3 midfielders are viable. Jordan Pickford should be suspended right now.
He should be.
That was an insane leap.
How that did not turn into anything is insane.
No call, no card, no
nothing. And Liverpool
nothing.
has the most gripe
because he did the same thing to Virgil.
Either way, he's still out there, and they do have something to play for. But like City and Crystal Palace, City home, Palace away, not great. I suppose if you already have Pickford, I'm sure plenty of people have Tarkowski.
I have Pickford, but I also have Raya. So Pickford just
So that's what I'm saying.
The
last 2, home Sunderland at Spurs. But at that point, I'm saying that either way, Dewsbury Hall and Dye, and I think James Garner is still a fine choice. I think all 3 of those guys.
Dewsbury Hall is where I would lean, although Brian will probably come up with a stat to tell me otherwise.
Nottingham Forest is Morgan Gibbs-White. You want Jesus, but I would say the numbers don't back it.
I brought him in for the free hit. I wouldn't recommend bringing him in as a transfer for the rest of the season. Gibbs-White should be in your team.
And because of how
if he's not, you're not doing something
because
right.
of their packed fixtures, they have the same issue, and also their fixtures are worse.
Gibbs-White's ownership is 11.2.
That doesn't make sense.
Even with 43%.
He's the highest scoring. He's now the high. We talked about this the last time we recorded. It's been weeks of mentioning Morgan Gibbs-White, only outscored by Bruno Fernandes since the start of the new year. But basically, that team picks itself. I'm saying the stable of players is coming from a really limited set here. You can safely ignore. The teams that you can ignore literally everyone. There's a handful of teams where there's a guy.
That's true. Agree.
All the rest of your players, all the rest of your transfers, you are only picking. You are only picking from that handful of teams who really, really are going for it. And even then, some of those, like we said, Thiago, totally fine choice. Harry Wilson, totally fine choice. Harry Wilson's one that everyone bailed on. That after Arsenal this week, the Fulham fixtures for home Bournemouth, at Wolves, home Newcastle for the last 3 games of the season, that's great.
What's wrong with that?
I feel great about that. So that's one where I don't know how many teams. I don't know how template. I think Harry Wilson's still on 20% maybe.
Bournemouth will Bournemouth will still be.
Bournemouth is still going for it,
and so is Fulham.
Right.
That's a 6-pointer in match week 36. So, Bournemouth and Fulham.
Anyway, that was the longest short version of that.
Well played.
That I am even remotely capable of.
Yeah.
You want to talk about who is hot and who is not.
Is that not what we were talking about?
I thought that's what we were. That's what that segment.
Oh, really?
Was? To be. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought you wanted to go through. I thought you wanted to do some names. Or
Oh no.
You,
I mean, I feel like anyone can go to. You can go to the transfer page. You can click all players, and then you can where it says total points. You can scroll down to form, and then you can.
Here's a hot
scroll
or not
through
for
there
you.
and just read off names.
Here's a hot or not for Travis.
Okay.
Hoig.
Alexander
Cody
Isak.
Gakpo.
Not.
Really?
It's got to be.
Yeah,
not.
he's fine, and he's better than he's been, but he's not hot.
Yeah.
Like, he's tepid at best. He's not as cold as he's been, but he's far from hot. So he's useful again.
I will tell you this. This is consistent with the year 2026 for statistics. Cody Gakpo, among midfielders in the last 5 games, looking at form and since game week 30, Cody Gakpo only 18 fantasy points, but only outshot by Harry Wilson and Ryan Cherky, who have 15 shots. Cody Gakpo, 14 shots in the last 5 games. Second most among midfielders. In 2026, only outshot by Morgan Rogers. Cody
But that's
Gakpo's
because they
volume,
count shots that go 3 yards into the shins of the defender.
I just want to say
It's not a shot.
He did
It's waste.
He did get an assist 2 games ago. He did not do anything this past week. I just want to say I'm a little surprised. Maybe it's price. Maybe it's just that everyone defaults to Szoboszlai. Could be recency bias because Florian Wirtz scored a goal this week.
A good goal, too.
Cody Gakpo is not even in the he's not even on the first page. So he's in like he's like in the 50s for transfers in. I just want to make it very clear.
The tribe has spoken, Brian.
I'm a little surprised that it's not higher. I just feel like if Salah is mostly done, that front
He's done. He's injured. He's done.
The front is the front now. It's Isak, it's Gakpo, it's Frimpong, or who else is going to play on the right? Rio.
He won't play on the right. They'll move
Is
somebody else.
Sterling available? Is Sturridge available?
I mean, Chiesa could play out on the right.
I mean,
Will he? Probably not. But Chiesa can play out on the right.
Hey,
your top scoring. I just want to run through this really quick because everyone's buying Szoboszlai. Wirtz is a little higher on the transfers in, but Szoboszlai is the obvious pick. But in the last 5 games,
he might play out on the right.
Your top scoring Liverpool players. Szoboszlai, 25 points. Would you like to guess who's second?
Curtis Jones.
No.
Virgil van Dijk.
No.
Gravenberg.
No, this is just the midfielders.
Oh, just midfielders?
If you want me to throw a tackle,
Maka?
if you want to just say yes.
Yeah.
Who?
It's Alexis.
McAllister.
It's Alexis McAllister.
Oh.
24 points. So 1 point less than Dominic Szoboszlai.
And he's got a lot less minutes, too.
Everyone is bringing him in droves. Florian Wirtz, 21 points. And Salah right there in 20. Dave Curtis Jones, 19. And then there's
it's hard to do stuff
Gakpo
from right back.
on
I was gonna say he has been playing in the defense.
Bunch of them.
But I was just trying to come off the wall. I'm not sure.
I guess what I'm saying is
right,
now that do you buy your team? Do you buy Isak? Do you feel like this was enough to get him a little bit going, or is this still just like?
It's funny you say that because I just like how Dave is delusional, I'm a little delusional too. And right now my team, I have transfers queued, and I'm toying with the idea of bringing Isak in, but not because it makes sense, but because I want it.
You just want to
I want it to be a good idea.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. Nothing.
I have the money. He's 10-3. I can't afford to go back to Holland, which is what I would prefer to do without taking a hit. And I'm not taking a hit. So yeah, I don't think it's
Trav, it's at
crazy.
the end of the season. Take a hit.
I just need to finish above Brother Matt. That's all I need to do. As long as I'm above Scott and Matt, that's all that matters to me.
I love that.
And I think I can do it. I don't know if Isak will help me. I am not realistically thinking that he's going to set the world on fire. However, I do think he's a guy that has a lot of desire and is going to get minutes. The question is, can he do anything? And right now, we have seen from his coming back and playing that sometimes maybe, and sometimes most of the time, no, he does absolutely nothing and he's invisible. Will his service get better? Maybe. But honestly, Salah pinging those balls in was about as good as it's going to get. And if he's not there, I don't know.
Okay.
Can Frimpong throw a cross in? Absolutely. Can Robertson throw a cross in? Absolutely.
Hey.
Maybe
farewell tour for Andy Robertson.
Maybe throwing a real 9 in there is going to help us.
I think yeah.
The transfers in for defenders, I would love to go through those. I'm really, really surprised that people are going so hard after Crystal Palace.
Munoz
is fourth most transferred in. I'm not.
Can I throw?
He's got double coming.
Can I throw a guy out there?
I'm just saying. I still don't. Like I said, I just don't understand the.
Can I throw a guy out there
too many fixtures
that has owned 0.8%?
Yeah, go ahead.
0.8.
And needs to be talked about on this pod, so we can at least say it's worth it. Ryan, your fourth favorite team, Brighton.
Yeah.
Ferdy Kadioglu.
Yeah. He had the best.
He had
the best double game week of any of the players. Yes, and he's been amazing.
Last 5 games, these are his fantasy scores: 8-2, 6-1, 15. Upcoming schedule at Newcastle. Newcastle's at the beach. Home Wolves. Wolves are not great.
Yep. We said I like the fixtures
at
overall.
Leeds, something to fight about. And although Leeds might be at the beach by match week 37, and then they're home to United match week 38, which I don't think United will be playing for anything that day. I'm just saying. I'll say this. He will be my transfer. I had already brought in. We'll get to night moves in a minute. I brought in James Justin this week.
Okay.
And so I'm definitely not going to take a hit. Next week, Ferdy will probably be in my team, even if I have to take a hit.
Yeah.
The home to Wolves. And I'm just surprised that I haven't seen him come across any fantasy pages.
Sure. Well, it's just because the Brighton picks, everybody was going to
Van Heck.
Verbruggen, Van Heck for the security of minutes. Van Heck pretty good with DEFCON 2. And then all the Maverick choices, like a lot of some of the like FPL Wire and some other people went Jack Hinchelwood on the wild card, trying to get that third Brighton spot. Not many people went to Welbeck. You're probably mostly disappointed.
I also have Welbeck.
Right, and Welbeck gets that goal in the last in that 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
He still got me a 16 that week.
It ended up being fine. It's just.
But
it ended up being disappointing.
He scored.
Matoma was in a lot of teams. Nobody really went to I think Wiefer had the really great week a while ago. Jorginho Ruder got some minutes. Minta ended up being okay, I suppose.
Pascal Gross was fine.
In the last 5 games, Dave, here's your Kadioglu propaganda on Brighton. In the last 5 games, your top shooters are Danny Welbeck with 12 shots.
Okay.
Jack Hinchelwood on 8. Ferdy Kadioglu 7.
Yeah.
So he's taken the third most shots of anyone on Brighton in the last 5 games. 4 shots on target, same thing, still third most on the team. Low XG, but doesn't matter. For a defender who's 4.4,
right.
You feel good about it.
He's 0.8 owned. If you want a little bit of a differential coming in the stretch,
and he's 0.2 cheaper than Van Heck. So absolutely, if you were picking a Brighton defender,
I think he's got more upside based on his shots.
You would pick that. It's just everybody. It's all the floor ceiling thing. It's the reason why right now Marco Senesi is way more transferred in than Adrian Trufair.
Yeah.
It's not even close as far as transfers in. But if you go and look at the last, pick a range. We've done this. We did this a few weeks ago. Pick the last 5 games. Take since 2026. The gap between Trufair and Senesi in the last 5 games is like 12 points. It's not even close. So I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
The sheep all go towards Senesi because DEF CON. Everyone does the same thing. It's the reason why I ended up picking James Hill, and I should have just. Why did I even bother with that?
Should have just gone to.
Why didn't I just go to Trufair?
I did.
I would say the same thing right now. Why wouldn't you just go to Trufair? It's a bit of a luxury move. Bournemouth defensively, I guess fine. It's just that Trufair's been their offensive difference in so many of these games.
If
here
I
recently.
didn't have to take a hit, I would change Hill to Trufair easily.
James Justin's an easy one. Most of almost everybody else on the list that's there. Mukiele is the one. I think if anyone.
James Justin only owned 1.6%.
That's really good.
For
Mukiele
6
is the
weeks.
one. As
Have you
far
really?
as
8 weeks, something like that.
Wow.
transfer in for Mukiele is only because of Burnley. If you have the luxury of making that
just
one
doing
move,
that.
You must feel great. He's in 8.7% of teams, but whatever. Midfielders are kind of the same. Like all the top scoring guys. Look, Noah Okafor, third most transferred in, and then this stupid calf injury. I hope they clear him. Dave, I am surprised that Casemiro, after all this guy's been doing, he's still only at 4.1%. If there's any sort of confirmation, there's any
Casemiro will be in my team next week.
I was gonna say if there's any confirmation, I can't go. Okafor is worth 5. He's at 5.6. He's 5.5 for me, but I can't go higher than 6.5 in budget. Semenyo to Cherki, I would do if Okafor is ruled to be active. If Okafor is ruled out, Okafor out, Casemiro in, why wouldn't you? What don't you want out of a guy who every single week somehow finds a perfectly placed Bruno pass to make the difference for Manchester United? I don't understand what is he, 4th now in midfielder scoring for the season? He's been so good.
4th. He's 4th.
And
barely, but he's
maybe it
5th.
goes against all. Maybe it goes against all logic. Dave, Declan Rice back on people's radar. He's the 6th most transferred in for midfielders. Would you even consider doing that?
He hasn't done anything.
No. Yeah, I mean,
I'm a little surprised
if you're
to
just
see
fixture watching, maybe because Arsenal.
That's all it could be.
So I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I would go. There's plenty of other
2-2-4-3,
good places to go.
3.
I'd go to Casemiro before that. I'd go to Gibbs White if you don't have him before that.
Yeah, and that's the other transfer. Like that would be another one. I don't love it though, given the fixtures. I understand the
care
output
about Gibbs White's fixtures.
Yeah, I think he scores against anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way his form is, he wants a spot in the England team, bro.
Yeah. I think the same thing about Welbeck too. I think Welbeck and Gibbs White are a great shout, specifically because of that. Well, their teams both have something to play for. Who
would you rather have at the moment, Welbeck or Watkins?
That stuff too.
I don't know.
Another guy that's got something to play for, and he's turning it on, trying to get it.
Watkins is, yeah.
But Watkins has got way more fixtures to play.
Semenyo to Gibbs White, a viable transfer.
Yeah, I like
for me
that
this
too.
week. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do this.
That's a good one.
The guy, like I said, last 5 game weeks, I'm surprised to see it because I think because it's 2s and 3s, but Harry Wilson taken the most shots of he and Cherki most shots of any midfielder in the last 5 games. Harry Wilson way down there on the list, and still in 20% of teams. I understand that at Arsenal there's not really anything that is enthusiastic about bringing him in for that, but weirder things have happened against Arsenal this season than if Harry Wilson were to score against them.
And
then after that, Harry Wilson to me is a fantastic pick for the remainder of the season. Dave, your other Leeds guy, I don't know how you wouldn't think about Brendan Aronson if you were picking the midfielder, just strictly on fixtures. And if you wanted a Leeds guy, Okafor would be the better pick. But
you were coming back. You were coming back to my question.
To a question a while ago. Wirtz and Szoboszlai, I kind of see it. I just don't know why you would. Is that a priority? Do you feel like you have to buy into the Liverpool attack? Isak seems way better if you were going to do that, especially because Haaland, Bowen, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, your top 3 transfers in for forwards this week. All 3 of those, I guess, make sense. I still don't love Calvert-Lewin as a pick. The goal that he scored against Wolves was the third goal in their 3-0 win that he got at like the deadest part of the game. Otherwise, it's exactly what I would have guessed. I'm sure you rewind the tape from a few weeks ago. Otherwise, you're looking at 0s and 2s from Dominic Calvert-Lewin every single week. Wasteful, wasteful, wasteful. It's entirely based on home Burnley this week. He's gonna have chances. It's just, is he gonna put any of them away? And the answer is usually no. Ollie Watkins, Igor Thiago. I was gonna say for Igor Jesus from Nottingham Forest. He's on there. The price is great. It's just in the last his output here in recent performances, last 5 games, 7 shots. Low on the list. 4 shots on target, 3 goals. You know how much I love near perfection as a reason to buy a guy. You could do it. The form is good. If you were going to pick one, I think you're still picking Morgan Gibbs White only. Isak's the interesting one. It's not that many people getting him. 23,000 transfers in.
Is that really that surprising? He's not been mobile even. Like, he's been just completely useless. So, and even then, his goal wasn't amazing. It was a good striker's finish where he kind of made it out of nothing, but I don't know. You don't want to bank on anything like that.
All right. That's it.
All right. Let's get, good work. Good work there, men. Made it to night moves. I will go first. I brought in Chow out, James Justin in, João Pedro out, Haaland in, and I did take a hit to do that.
I can't believe you went back to him.
I did take a hit to do that.
I'm not surprised. That's a decent pickup. He's scoring. He's got a double.
I am captaining.
City to do it down the stretch. Why wouldn't you?
My current captain is Bruno Fernandes.
Okay.
Good pick.
With a vice captain on Gibbs White.
I do like the.
tempted.
The discourse on Bruno Fernandes has gotten off the rails because the content creator discussion has been whether or not he's actually going to shoot anymore. That he's only trying to break the assist record.
Interesting.
And so, barring getting a penalty, that Bruno may not try to take any more shots.
Form-wise, Gibbs White has just been pretty on fire. So I don't know. There's a chance that Chelsea's been just capitulating piles of garbage. Forest, oh man, they're
at Chelsea though.
At Chelsea,
at Stamford Bridge.
At the moment, it is what it is. I'm not going to captain Haaland. And there's a part of me that wants to captain James Justin this week.
Do it.
Home to Burnley. Where are your John Stones?
Captain a Leeds player if you've got them.
All right, Travis, what you got?
I have not hit commit on this, but I have made 3 moves. I moved from João Pedro to Isak.
Okay, that.
Semenyo to Cherki.
Oh.
And I finally punted on Timber to O'Reilly.
Wow, you really had him for wow. Okay.
Yeah, he was just sitting on my bench.
So, no hits.
No
right?
hits. No
okay.
hits.
Wow, good for you.
I think that's where I'm going to go. I'm still toying with a couple of things, but that's probably where I'm going to end up. And then I think I might captain Bowen at Brentford.
I don't hate that.
Wow, that's a Stones. Okay.
I need to find points.
No, sure.
I need to find points. So
there's nothing wrong with that
Bowen
at
at
all.
Brentford is currently where I'm going to go, and then it'll probably be vice captain on Bruno, I would think.
Okay. Brian.
Everything that is for me this week is entirely on whether or not, like I said, whether or not Noah Okafor, if there's any news at all.
If he's playing, you're getting him. If not,
no, I have him already.
You got
the reason why
would you sell
then
or
it's
just let him
Semenyo to
rest?
Cherokee if Okafor's playing.
Well, Okafor, I mean, it doesn't sound like it's a bad injury. I think he's still. I mean, he's been their best attacker, and it's not close.
Sure.
So him being out, it's annoying. I don't know if I would hold him just because, like I said, I like Cherokee as a pick. I don't have Gibbs White. I would trust. Why not Casemiro? So there's other players I think that would set me up for this week. I could do it without. That's the other thing. I could roll the transfer. I might need to do that. But also, the other most tempting thing is just is Semenyo out for either Cherokee or Gibbs White. Those are the easiest. Those are the easiest.
Otherwise,
ones.
I would have done that.
Right. Or could just take a hit, Semenyo out, Okafor out, Cherokee and Gibbs White in.
Yeah.
And I'll just get Casemiro later. Everything else is kind of, I feel like the team's set up. I really hate, Pedro and Cole Palmer both being in the team is the least fun part of my season. I hate it. But there they are. The only thing I can hope is that new manager actually does maybe open up a little bit, give the players who actually matter to the team somehow some freedom. But captain was also staying on Bruno Fernandes. I don't really know how to go off of that. I'm really not sure. If it was at Liverpool, I don't know if that might sway things. United at home,
I know,
has just been, I don't know. They are up for all of it. So that's kind of that's such a chalky captain now. I mean, I don't know where else to go other than that. You're right. There's something a little bit at Everton. There's something just a little bit. I don't know.
I don't think it's be a goal fest.
It's not great for City at Everton.
I don't think it's still going to be a goal fest. I'm not saying Everton's going to win. I'm just saying I don't think they smash them 4-0.
Yeah.
And
I really, really wish. I mean, like I said, that Leeds Burnley game, Okafor captain in full fitness. Honestly, that's
kind of interesting.
A good pick.
It's an interesting.
James Justin captain, full fitness.
Why not?
Let's go. I'm not there yet, but I'm considering.
I'm starting
Travis
him again, but yeah.
All right. Very good. All right, gentlemen, excited. People, don't forget the Friday transfer. Get your transfers in before Friday afternoon and or morning, depending on where you are and live. Evening could be evening as well. Friday game, Brian. Who's the Friday game?
Leeds home to Burnley.
Leeds home to Burnley. So
you don't like an early captain. You're not going to do Justin.
I don't like early captains, but Ellen Road rocking on a Friday night lights. Mm-hmm. Man, that it's just to miss on your captain on a Friday match is brutal. So yeah, you're right, Travis. I don't like an early captain. All right, there we go. Get your transfers in. Hope we helped a little bit, and we'll see what happens next week. Travis, if we're in town, if we're not, for the FPL America podcast. This is David Smith. Until next time.